What's up? What it do? What it is? It's your boy Dref.
And it's your boy Beefus right here.
And welcome to episode number 37 of the Dref Unleashed podcast. Let's go!
Let's go, let's do this.
How's it, fam?
What's up, Ons? What's up, LSKZ, the
Lusaka,
whole world.
The whole world. We have been graced by the presence of the great,
Of the great, the mighty.
the mighty, the hardest on in the city.
The hardest on it.
Mix Kasamwa.
You know the vibes.
How's it, brother?
I'm chilling, I'm chilling, yeah.
Thanks for making the time to come through, man.
Yeah, anytime, Big ups to you guys for, episode number 37. It's not hard.
Thanks,
it's not
bro.
easy,
It's
I
not
mean.
easy, fam, it's
I must say it's not hard. It's not
You're
easy
used to saying the hardest one.
Yeah,
It's the DNA.
It's inside,
It's
you know.
inside.
It's the
It's a brand.
But shout out to you guys. Keep it up. Zambia's Breakfast Club coming in,
Yo.
Yeah, I see the vision.
We are about.
Let's go,
We
let's
are
go.
about.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what the funny thing is? We were supposed to have this interview last year.
Yeah, like way last year.
Way back. Before we even started doing video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we started doing video. So, you know how we do it here. We don't even waste time. We're going to dive right into it.
Let's go.
We're going to start with the most controversial stuff. Then we'll move on to the light stuff at the end.
Me, I'm out for controversy. Me, I'm a good
We'll
boy.
see.
You're about to find out.
The files we have here.
Even the things you never did, you're about to find out that you did them.
Yeah, it's book,
It's bookie, actually. So we're going to start with a game. This game is called This or That.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you two options. And quickly, under like 5 seconds, you're going to pick one.
Okay.
And you're going to tell us why you picked that option.
Yeah.
The first one being smartest person in the world or richest person in the world.
Smartest person.
Money is not a big thing with you.
I feel like if you're smart, you can figure out things
can
like
figure out
how to make money. I feel like if you give somebody who's not smart money, he's not going to be able to use it properly. So if you're smart, you can always make money.
Okay, it's given to more politically correct answers, you know.
You know,
It's media training.
Ishima or rice?
Nshima.
Why?
Nshima is Nshima, guys.
It just
Come on.
slaps.
Like,
Hard dons
it
up
keeps
on
you.
Nshima.
Yeah, hard on. It fills you up. And it's just, there's just something about Nshima. I don't know.
Oh, is that one I hate? The one you have at lunchtime and it makes you want to sleep.
Yeah.
Big say that one. Wow.
Nshima at lunchtime and it's hot. Wow. You're gone. You're gone.
And you have to wake after that.
Yeah.
Ah, sat. Attend a party or host a party.
Okay, I think I'll go with host a party
Yeah.
because most of these parties you go to, it's not the vibes.
It's not
It's
happening.
just dead,
It's
man.
not the vibes. It's not catty, and the
Yeah.
energies are off. Cliche. Say people host parties the same way. So I'm waiting to get into a time where I can start hosting some like really creative parties. But people try like here and there.
When you do start, please don't forget to invite us. Eh?
yeah, but the podcast at the party.
That can be dope.
That's it.
Yeah,
be
that's what
fire.
people are doing now.
That can be fire. That can be fire.
Yeah, so we're going hard.
Are you the type to start an assignment immediately it is given or you wait until the last minute?
Like, last minute, man. Like, that's like the pressure, diamonds are made under pressure. So when
the one who knows.
Yeah.
I work well under pressure.
Plus, yeah, and like I procrastinate a lot, so I'm not surprised.
So honesty for me.
Yeah.
All right, here we go now. It's about to get tough. Okay, this is not tough. Comedian in serious films or serious actors in comedy films?
Comedians in serious films.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like Kevin Hart in, what movie was that? Parent? What movie was that? What's the name of that movie? Where was a single parent? Or something
I
like
haven't seen it. But like maybe Tyrese in the Fast and Furious. You know how he's always like the funny guy.
A good example is Jamie Foxx.
that. Okay.
In what?
Okay.
In
Django, in whatever. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. But like
In-
Jamie can pull off both comedy
Yeah,
and
that's the
serious.
thing.
You know what I
Is
mean?
that
Yeah.
talented? Is that talented?
Even I can't say Tyler Perry, but directing a serious movie.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I see it.
Bobby East or Pompey?
Bobby East.
This guy.
Bobby East.
He answered
One of the reasons
yeah?
Why?
Bobby East, like
Because we're about to fight, say.
when I was getting like recognized. I mean, I have nothing against Pompey or anything,
Yeah.
but Bobby East, like I remember very, very well, like when my traction was coming in,
Yeah.
and like people were starting to recognize me. Bobby is tweeted. He's like, yo, shout out to this guy for embracing a culture that, like, you know, that has been part of, like,
Yeah.
our country. So I've always remembered that tweet, you know. I'm yet to just tell him, like, yo, Bobby, shout out.
Well, you
But
just- well, you
I'm
just
going to
did. You
call-
just did.
Yeah, yeah. So Bobby, like, yeah.
Shout out.
Would you rather foresee the future or change the past?
The future. I'm always forgetting about the past. Okay, I try my best to let go of the past. The future. I have to focus on the future.
Facebook or Twitter?
Facebook. Facebook.
I was expecting that.
I was expecting
Wait,
that.
what did the trips do to you? What
Guys,
did they do to
What
you?
haven't they done?
That's why I want to
Guys,
start.
what have you guys done to Mix?
Yeah, you know what happened. Like, you know the
But we need
vibes.
to. We'll go into that.
We'll go into that.
Go into
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But to keep it like short before we get into it, I feel like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube is easy to monetize.
Oh, okay.
That's like the primary reason. Like,
That's you giving the safe reason.
it's not safe. Like, it's facts. Like, recently, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
People were reviewing saying Twitter has never really had like a proper monetizing
Yeah,
revenue
system
setup.
and
It's
whatnot,
never. It's
yeah.
never.
So I've always, even when I was on Twitter, because like I'm not on Twitter anymore, and we'll get into
Yeah,
that.
we'll get into
Don't worry.
that.
Worry not.
It was very difficult for me to like fit in terms of trying to figure out how I'll monetize,
Yeah.
what content to put out, you know. So yeah, that's the primary reason. But yeah, the other reasons, you know.
Movies or series?
That one is tricky. That one. Movies.
Why? Lack of commitment?
Do you have commitment issues? We wouldn't do.
I've got like ADHD. I struggle to concentrate
Oh, snap,
on one thing. Not like severe ADHD,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know how creative is like 2
Yeah,
minutes.
they're
here,
about
2 minutes.
yeah.
idea.
So
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like I just want to stick through something and finish it. It's done. I feel like I'm done, rather than feeling like I have to create a schedule now to keep watching. And sometimes you don't have time.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
Killer or Sampa the Great?
So you tricked me. The magicians. On this podcast, they say,
That's the last question.
That's a tricky one.
yeah, and Ishkila is my brother. Like my brother. And I'm a Killer stan.
Yeah.
But it has to be Sampa the Great. You know? But I'm a Killer stan.
Snap.
I've been a Killer fan since. And right now, I'm sure you guys have seen how he's doing.
Hey,
His
yo,
camera is blowing up.
he's
We
blowing
were
up.
talking about him in the other episode we did.
Yeah,
blowing
that's,
up.
that's the goat.
That's amazing stuff that he's doing.
Yeah, but Sampa more on the creative side and the aesthetic and how
Oh,
the
yeah.
detail in everything she does.
Yeah.
And we also grew up in the same place, so seeing her come up as well.
Oh, you grew up in the same
yeah.
place?
Yeah.
Where?
in Gaborone.
Oh, for real?
Oh, are you for real?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So yeah.
I had no idea.
Seeing her come up with Mwanji and everything.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's been inspiration.
I kind of see that because your style was also very unique, man.
Yeah.
It's different. Like
Yeah.
the shades you're wearing, is that leopard print or cheetah print?
Cheetah print. Shout out Slick Fit Apparel.
Yo, Slick Fit is dope.
Yeah, yeah.
Slick Fit. I
You
need
guys-
him
Nah,
to
Slick
make
Fit
me a
is- Slick-
Next
fit, fam.
episode, if I come, we're getting you guys Slick Fit Apparel.
Let go.
Or the podcast we'll do at the house party. I'm going
Yeah,
to host
yeah.
you guys with
Yeah.
Slick Fit Apparel.
Yes, yes.
Even everyone behind Slick Fit.
Oh,
Look at the guys on
we have this on
man.
video. Slick, you have to
Start
deliver.
preparing
We have no
measurements,
option.
pulling up for some measurements.
You have
you
no
know.
option. We'll pull up.
To
We'll
my
pull up.
material.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll pull up. I saw the fit he did for Casper.
Fire fit.
That was
Fire
fire.
fit. Fire fit.
I'm yet to see him miss. He hasn't.
No, he hasn't missed. He
Yeah.
hasn't missed. I saw.
Nah, he's really
I saw some stuff he did. I don't know what drip that was, but it was like a mesh white thing. I don't know if you've seen.
Yeah,
it.
it's like a net, like a mesh.
Yes.
Yeah. Natasha wore that recently at Day
for
of
real?
Thunder. So,
I didn't see
so
her.
it's like a
thing.
new design. Yeah.
That's fire. It's
Yeah.
fire. So like, you were saying some of the greats kind of like inspires, not really inspires, but like you like her creativity, right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find out, like, because we know you from the Lusaka startup pack.
Yeah.
That's where I knew Mix from.
Yeah,
I remember
same,
seeing, I think I first saw, I won't say, I'll lie if I say I saw the first one. I saw the second one or third.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? This is some funny content. Like, where did the idea come from?
It came from I grew up in both Zambia and Botswana.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I did like grade 1 to 3. Then like my mom fell sick, so she had to go get medical treatment in Botswana.
Okay.
And my father was working in Botswana. He moved.
Yeah.
And then after that I stayed there grade 3 to grade 5. So grade 5, 6, I came back to Zambia.
Okay.
And then went back to Botswana again because she had passed on that time. So I went to stay with my father.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So yeah, when I was schooling here, like that lingo was
Yeah.
always like something that caught my attention all the time. I thought it was cool. Like
It still is cool, man.
It is like so. The first time I came, the second time I came, now I was older, like approaching like 12, 13, 14 teenagers. Now you know when you think you're the coolest.
Yeah,
Just not teenage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started like seeing and like talking like that. You see, like say I'm performing, I'm pushing, my body's more say. So what happened is I went to back to Botswana after my mom passed away, and I
Yeah.
started talking like that. And then
And that was
everyone
different.
in Botswana was now like, this is cool. Like,
Yeah.
because Botswana doesn't really have like a lingo like that. They have, but like it's, that, you know, that lingo is like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
historical.
Yeah.
I have like my friends' grandparents saying, you know, we used to talk like that. And I never even knew that's how far back
real?
it goes. Yeah. It's like
Wow.
we used to talk like that long time ago. So when I went to Botswana and I saw how people were reacting and people now started talking like that, that's when I realized that this lingo, this culture is actually like an untapped
Like, it's a thing.
big part of like Zambia, you know. At first I thought it was just Lusaka because I stayed in Lusaka a lot, but even Kitwe, Ndola, Livingston, there are excess there, you know, your bodies, you know. So that's how when I came back, I lost that lingo, that accent, because I stayed in Botswana now for a long time up until university.
Yeah.
So when I came back, I started mimicking that accent, and people were surprised, not knowing that like I used to talk like that when I was in grade 6, 7 in Zambia. So that's how now people were just laughing like, yo, that's spot on how like your bodies talk, you know. And then I started describing the first episode to someone like, you know, like imagine like, hey, yo, Bali, like you go on a date with an on like that, you know. He's just talking about his Bali's whip, his Bali's mortar, you know, talking about all these things, drip, you know, skirts, and the person was just laughing, like tears running down their eyes, and I was just like, okay,
There's something here.
Yeah, let's shoot it. So that's how we shot it, and I dropped it, and then like nothing has been the same ever since.
Ever since, man. How did you shoot it? Like, what gear? Because why I'm asking this question is because I know you sort of like influence a lot of kids, right?
Yeah.
People who want to be content creators, people who want to make films,
Yeah.
shows. Like, so just try to touch on like how you started. Was it like a huge setup or budget?
Huge equipment.
Yeah.
Did you have runners on set?
It was Bookie. Bookie, I mean. So what happened was the guy I'm with actually, Chewa, is the one who gave me his camera.
Yo, shout out.
Shout out.
Chewa, but he gave me his camera, the batteries were not charged. The batteries were dead.
Say he performed.
We take back the shout out.
We take back the shout out.
And he was supposed to shoot it. He didn't even come and shoot it.
It's a perfect song.
So now, Bana, he's the bro. Like, he goes way back. So he was busy that time. So he's like, okay, I can give you the camera. It's a Nikon, like a DSLR camera. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
We were using our, like, iPhone 6s for sound.
For sound.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just put them there. Like, it looks like I have my phone
But
in
it's
the
the
shot,
sound.
but we're recording
Yeah,
sound.
yeah.
You know? So the batteries were dying. like would charge it, and then it would last like 10 minutes. Shoot for 10 minutes, it switches off,
Charge it
it
again.
again.
That's chaotic.
But like that time we're reciting like the lines and
Yeah,
what we
it's
should
charging.
add. Shoot 10 minutes, switches off again. That's just practical how we shot it, and I didn't like it. I was frustrated, and
Yeah.
that first episode wasn't the full episode. Like we cut it because it got dark because we had to keep on.
Yeah, I
shining.
noticed that. I remember. Yeah, I noticed
Yeah,
that.
the
when I watched
lighting
it,
was
yeah.
terrible. So we ended it there, and I got frustrated, and I was like, this is not how I planned to shoot it because I've always loved film and stuff. So I
Yeah.
need to shoot it nicely, So that's how when I was less emotional, I watched it and it was fun. Like after 3 weeks of it just being in my laptop.
Yeah.
And then that's how like I just quickly edited it and then I dropped it. So yeah, in terms of like answering your question, like we've been shooting Lusaka Startup Park episode 1 to episode 5. We're just shooting on like these DSLR cameras
Yeah,
and
yeah.
using sound. If there's 5 people on set, like you here with this iPhone, or like you're going to record
that's
your
your
own
mic.
sound.
That's your mic.
So
Now.
that's how we were shooting.
Snap. So you mentioned that you love film. Where did the love for film start?
Um,
That's what I'm trying to get.
it started when I noticed that ever since I was young, I was very picky with like movies. I was very, very picky, and I could see the mediocrity in a lot of like media to see this movie they're just trying to push this agenda or push that.
Yeah.
So and when I looked at the movies that I liked were like usually like the best. I would only like watch something that's really good.
What are like your greatest movies of all time?
Number one, okay, there's like from childhood, like the animations,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's also movies. But like Home Alone is my favorite.
Yeah.
Training Day.
Okay, now you're talking.
Yeah.
Training Day,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
my favorite. Pulp Fiction, Quentin
Oh,
Tarantino.
yeah, that's my scope.
Yeah.
That's my
That's some
scope.
classic stuff right there.
That's my
Yeah.
scope.
There's a lot, there's a lot. But those are like 3 that like really like I was
Yeah,
paying attention to a lot of film stuff.
I see that. And then the video editing. How do you learn that?
I did a little bit of multimedia at Limco Queen University in Botswana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you studied like?
Yeah,
Is that
that's
okay.
what I studied. Yeah,
Makes sense.
and then
It was a degree program.
it was a degree program, but I dropped out though
Yeah.
because not really that
story.
that
Creatives
and I couldn't afford like the school fees. These courses are very
Yeah.
expensive.
Anything in
because,
media is wild.
Yeah, it's wild. It's very scientific. I always tell people like everything we're setting up now, there's no difference between that and like being a surgeon.
Yeah.
Because there's so much science in the sound and the video and resolution and frame rates and post-production and bit rate,
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that for like 2 years, but the school was very, very expensive, and my father wasn't always able to afford like, something of that nature. So that's how I dropped out. And then I just started like YouTube now.
Yeah.
To like
The
really,
OG university.
Yeah.
the OG, the best
Best fam.
The
How-
baddest.
university.
Yo,
There's
the,
no
thing- the things I've
university
learned
better.
from YouTube,
Yeah.
they say.
Yeah,
Ah,
it's wild.
been-
It's wild.
Fam.
So yeah, that's how I ended up sort of like learning the more the new stuff.
Yeah.
The new stuff is on YouTube. You know how school is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
School is-
important, but like
I think
it's
it's
not
like,
the only
it gives
thing.
you like a kickstart.
Yeah. And
Like,
the foundation.
there's
yeah.
this that
Yeah.
you can do, but
It
then it's up
like,
to you.
It just gives you, this does this.
Did
Yeah.
you guys do any like media school or anything?
No, bro.
But the way you set up,
Nah,
it's like
It's all
sound,
YouTube.
sound engineering, and it's all YouTube from the mixers and everything. Because I don't know how to operate.
Yeah,
mixers
it's
and
all
stuff.
YouTube.
I learned this on YouTube.
That's crazy.
all
Downloading,
YouTube.
downloading drivers.
It's crazy.
How
You guys,
to put that to my items.
you don't look like you set up everything from like YouTube. It looks like somebody went to sound engineering.
Nah,
school.
I mean,
He looks like he went to sound engineering.
bro.
no, far from it. Far from it.
I'm the least sound guy on this set. Yeah, but like just to take you back, honestly talk on the Lusaka lingo a bit.
Yeah.
Now, there was a time you said on your podcast that 10 years from now,
Yeah.
people are going to thank you for what you are doing.
Yeah.
He said 10 years from now, Zambians are going to be the statue.
Yeah.
That's bold.
Yeah. No, like I mean it, and I stand by my
And
word.
you said, as Zambia, we don't have our own lingo, which we easily are identified
Yeah.
by the international community and even just local, even within the region.
Yeah.
Nigeria has got
Pidgin.
Pidgin.
You go to UK, they have their own thing.
Yeah.
When you come to Zambia, there isn't that distinct
Yeah.
lingo that we have. And according to you, that's what you were trying to do with LSK lingo. Can you just like touch on that a bit? And you said it's going to push the film industry forward.
Yeah.
It's going to push the music industry forward and everything else that creatives do.
Yeah.
Because it's done pretty much the same for Nigeria.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? What are like your extended takes on that?
Yeah, I've been paying a lot of attention to how African culture is perceived. Like, okay, we could get into like a different podcast about the depths of this.
We're doing that just now.
Okay, so Africa is divided. There are too many languages.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's very difficult.
Even just Zambia.
Yeah, even just Zambia.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to get people at an international scale to tap into Africa and find one voice. You see, so now if let's say South African Zulu music is popping in Setswana, and then now they have to start figuring out Zambia and learning that, and then Congo, and then Nigeria, and then Ghana, it becomes a bit difficult, So, and again, I've realized, especially with Afro beats now, there's a balance of like pidgin and like pidgin has that nice mix of like a Nigerian tones and words with English. Yeah. So I've noticed with Zambia, though I feel language is not a barrier, but what helps sometimes is even if it's a hook or something, people can feel that we can understand certain elements.
Yeah.
So that's what I did that's what I'm doing with the lingo, is I'm creating something like a category. I feel like you can make it either way. You can go Vernac, you can go
And you still make
Nyanja,
it,
Bemba. Yeah, it's just about how hard you push.
Yeah.
But I was just creating some variety and option because there's a lot of people who, they grew up in Zambia, they love Zambia, but they're not, like, they don't want to make art with Bemba strictly. They don't want to make art with Nyanja or Tonga, So I created that category just for like people to start finding something that you can blend with, and it's also tied to the Cape Town culture, colored culture,
I was
and
about to touch on that.
Yeah.
Namibian colored culture, and Zimbabwean colored culture, and even Botswana colored culture, where when they hear that, they can feel.
They resonate with what you're saying.
Yeah, so
it's
that's
part of us.
That's the foundation. I've only been pushing this for almost 3 years, so there's still a lot of work to be done. I've been encouraging a lot of creatives to use the lingo. But yeah, we've been pushing it, like even with Y Celeb and Shefi with that song that we did, I'm a Gangster, and Sampa's also used the lingo as well in one of her songs. Cleo's also been used the lingo in the hook with her song with like Ryan Blaze and stuff. So that's where it's starting now, and I'm happy. And I remember people wanted to start like trolling me, like, this On thinks is the one who started this lingo. I was like, I never said that, guys. Trolls. When did I say that? I clearly
Trolls are
said,
trying to hate.
this is something that has been there and anyone can use it. And sometimes people send me messages like, yo, can I make a song saying Excel? I'm like, you don't even have to ask.
Coming to ask for copyrights.
Nah. You can use it. You actually, the more people are using it, the more powerful it's going to be. So,
Yeah, that's dope. Coming back to the startup culture, like, I mean, we know how big it's become now, but like, at what point did you start seeing real impact, and what did that impact look like?
The time
And like, sorry to cut you, when did you realize, you say, oh snap,
Yeah, like it's
this is huge, or it has the potential to be big?
I think when brands started like tapping in, in as much as like no one should make their entire persona like marketing tool, advertising, but working with international organizations was a very a huge indicator because there were like a lot of numbers, viral stuff, but now when certain organizations felt they could tap into that market, that's when I was like, if these brands can tap into this market, if we push this, even Nike or Adidas or BT can tap into this market.
What are some of the brands that reached out to you?
The first was like Infinix. Infinix was the first brand to like reach out. It was, I think, Lusaka Starter Pack episode 6, but that was when I invested like my last money in improving my last racks, say the last shackles, in improving the quality and just trying to make it better.
Yeah.
That's when I remember spending my last money on that and not knowing like how I'm going to be able to make money.
Yeah.
And then that's when Infinix hit me up and I gave them a fee and they didn't even hesitate. They're like, okay. And like they
What was the fee?
I can't disclose. I can disclose like a range.
Yeah, what is the range?
Give us a range.
It was like for that time, I know people would judge, but it was a lot for me.
Yeah.
That was like 3 years
I mean,
ago.
it's starting out, right?
Yeah, it was like between 20 to 40K.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And they paid that cash, and I was just like, this is
Only
possible.
in racks now.
Yeah. So that's why I was even like in like the music I was releasing, I was always talking about Infinix and stuff like that because
They dropped a bag.
they dropped the bag
No,
on
like,
the boy.
like just right there, I think I have a question. Because that's when you start to monetize your creativity.
Yeah.
Your content now, you start making money off it.
Yeah.
So now, last year and this month, you featured on a blog. I think it came out on the 20th of October. That was
You guys
by...
even know dates, man. I don't even know
It's
those
real.
dates.
It's real.
What else do you know?
We told you.
We told you.
I made a mistake. Pulling up, yeah, exactly.
We told you.
The ones that saying us cutting, they know.
Even that tape, we know.
Yo, stream that tape.
Yeah. So you featured on a blog by Yellow Ray Digital Agency, and you said,
Shout out to Dale.
Yeah.
you said, I feel Zambians are catching on digital and social media marketing pretty well. The only issue is lack of knowledge in terms of monetizing and pricing.
Yeah.
That was you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So now you said the only issue that we were having back then, which was a year ago,
Yeah.
because that was in October last year,
Yeah.
was the issue of monetizing digital marketing and whatever it is, whatever creative space you're working within,
Yeah.
monetizing and pricing. Do you think, from the time you gave this statement, do you think there's been change? And are we heading in the right direction?
No, there's no change. Maybe just a little bit, but not enough change. Because
What does enough look like?
I feel like, first of all, I've been saying this for a long time, especially the time when I was like at my prime, when where I was saying like, as Zambians, we need to start believing in ourselves. I feel like esteem, that esteem, like, even this podcast, I hope you guys believe that it's worth $2 to $3 million.
Snap. I mean, I didn't think.
No, you need to, from today onwards, you guys need to understand that this brand and this podcast is worth $2 to $3 million US. Somebody can put a bag for that, whether it's a 12-month campaign, whether it's 2 years, whether it's royalties. The moment we just start believing that, then that's when it starts changing. So I've noticed a lot of people are scared to price things for the value and the audience that they have. And I understand it's an African issue because I read the book Capitalist N-Word.
Yeah.
You know the book, I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, YouTube.
It's just about the oppression and how we've been sort of trained to feel like we're always inferior and we should always be impoverished, and how they display us internationally.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I try my best to make sure LSK in Lusaka Startup Park is looking lacquer, it's looking clean, the buyers, these ends, this chow, this drip, is because that's what's there.
Yeah, yeah,
Everything
yeah,
you're seeing
yeah.
is actually there. And I have
Yeah.
diaspora,
Yeah.
people who Zambians who were born in the UK and
Yeah,
the US. They've
yeah.
never been here, hitting me up like, "Yo, is this really Zambia?" I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
say,
because the stories they hear, I'm
this
sure, are
is it.
different. Huh?
We've got everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they are shocked, like, And if you've noticed, like, developed countries have a good way of branding their country, showing
Yeah.
the US or even the UK with even
Yeah.
like the monarchy, the royal family of a certain prestige. That's how we need to start branding ourselves as Zambians, that we have a certain prestige. Nigerians now tapping into that. Whenever you see somebody influential from Nigeria, look at the way they look, the way they present themselves, what they affiliate.
Yeah.
The
The
drip.
drip.
The drip is forever, man. That's why I said the next podcast, Slick Fit Apparel, man. But you guys are still dripped out. We got Ray-Bans there. Except you crashed on wearing shades. Except, but we're bringing you shades next time. Except. So, yeah, I feel like the moment we change mindset, the moment we do that, doesn't matter where you are from, as long as you're alive, you're worth more. Most of us, you can't even put a price on us.
Yeah.
That price I've even put there on 2 to 3 million.
Yeah.
On this podcast is an estimate. It's my perspective, but it can be higher.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what needs to change, and just that confidence and esteem, because most of these clients or like brands I've worked with, I present myself as a premium brand. Like I don't want to associate myself with anything that has to do with like anything of like mediocrity or low quality or low budget. Like
People don't put in the work.
Dude, like
you know?
there's a video, a song that just recently dropped. I'm not going to drop the name here. There's an artist who features. He's one of the people who are making like the biggest noise right now.
Yeah.
And the song is whack. No, sorry, like the song is whack. The video is flipping average. And I'm telling myself, why is this brand associating himself with this level of mediocrity? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that says a lot
About you.
about you.
Yeah. Your
Yeah.
brand.
And I think that's one thing that stands out with you is the brands that you associate yourself with. And even from the way you talk about your brand and what you do, the confidence that you have in your brand, I can tell there's a lot of self-awareness there.
Yeah.
I can tell this guy is confident. He knows the worth that he places upon his brand. And even the quality, those auditions that you're doing, I look at that, I'm like, okay, this person knows what he's doing.
Is about. How do you build that up, man? Because it's a lot of people suffer with self-identity issues. And I've come to learn that people will suffer from that maybe as early as pre-teen age.
Yeah.
All the way into their 20s, 30s. People still have that, you know, like they just don't believe in themselves. Like, how do you build that up?
The first, okay, Ish, you went and said that track was whack. I try my best not to talk about like people's content and stuff. I feel like I want to be known for what I release, and I try to bring out as much positive energy, positive, whatever, I feel like, people need to invest in their craft and everything. Like one of the reasons why I haven't even been putting out a lot of content is because I really try my best to invest in quality. I know I'm not the best, but I'm not rushing because I've only been doing this for close to 3 years. These are people who have been doing things for years. But I know by the time 10 years down the line,
It's clapping. By the time it's clapping,
There's
It's a
no
whole
excuse.
different story altogether.
you guys have also started at a good rate because this is episode 37 and it's looking good. What more episode 1,200?
fam.
That's crazy.
The
I'm
level,
seeing
yeah.
We're shooting on
levels,
the
yeah.
moon next year.
aliens in the podcast.
in the pod, they say just move in here.
Moving, grafting.
To my
it say.
Mercury there,
These ones won't
sipping
even,
on Mercury, what?
these ones won't even be shooting. Aliens will be shooting it. These ones will be just chowing racks.
Hey, just trying rocks in the back there.
wakati next day. So yeah, I feel like everyone who's been in the game for at least more than 5 to 10 years has a responsibility to really, really invest in the quality of everything. You know? So back to your question, which was the confidence.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot of knowledge, psychological knowledge, like reading a lot about how your mind works and how to really use your mind as a tool to really manifest a lot of these things. So I feel like our education system, number one, is terrible. They're wasting a lot of people's time. It's outdated. You know what I mean? I think all over the world, because I've watched different videos of people complaining about the same thing, that like we're not really learning how to survive, you know, mentally.
Yeah.
You know? And then to parenting, African parenting is a big one. This thing of oppressing, you know, your child wants to play in the mud. Stop that. Or that will kill you, that will eat you. What? There's a doyo there.
Pie.
It's like African parents, like, with all due respect, they like raising children in fear.
Yeah.
In fear. And
Say, when the Bali enters the living room and they're watching TV, everyone just
Just runs and
Deep.
say, you even
Bounce.
pretend you're sleeping.
you're crashing it.
Crashing.
even know that this seat is for the Bali.
Yeah.
No one sits here.
Yeah, but I feel like I've been watching and like reading how I watch a lot of podcasts by psychologists. I was passionate about psychology.
I love psychology.
Yeah, I feel like everyone needs
Bro?
to.
Yeah.
Bro?
Yeah, it explains a lot about the setup. It's
Yeah.
very psychological. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Jordan Peterson is always talking about how, like, let your child explore at a young age. Don't restrict them because of your fears. Like, you know, we always feel like, no, if you don't finish school, you die. Like, as soon as you just drop out, you just fall down and die in the streets
Big
of
Buddha.
hunger.
You're gone.
You die.
You're gone.
You
Beg, just crow. You know what I mean? But that's not how it is. I look at, like, you know, because I'm a Christian, I believe in God. Like, God feeds everyone, you know?
Yeah.
I know people, there's different, like, classes and everyone and everything, but I see God, like, really taking care of everyone and even animals and stuff. So
Yeah.
that fear of not taking risks, you know, you can't be an entrepreneur. I always see people like want to be entrepreneurs, but they're forgetting the definition means taking a risk. That annoyed me. Doesn't mean capital, money,
Profits,
it means taking a risk. So the way African parents raise their children needs to change, and the education system. I feel like psychology needs to be instilled in,
Like from the jump.
in the
from
curriculum.
the beginning with
From the
drawings.
Yeah.
When you're young, with drawings into, like, it must really be there. It must be mandatory so that people can build self-awareness and
self-esteem
confidence,
and all that.
self-esteem.
You know, one thing I feel like people make fun of this a
And
lot.
this is something you were passionate about.
Fam, because
Yeah, I know.
people...
What was he passionate about exactly?
Self-esteem, self-awareness, psychology,
psychology.
and all that.
Yeah, and you have the platform now, by the way. You have a university. Your logo is designed like that one,
Yeah.
of like a university. So you can do
It is.
what you're saying. Yeah.
Because people make fun of self-affirmation. Self-affirmation is a serious thing, fam.
It's everything.
You wake up, you tell yourself you're the greatest. You're the hardest owned in the city.
In LSK, in the world, they say, Buddha.
You see, it seems like a funny statement, but I feel like it's a self-affirmation to you.
Yeah.
There's certain things when I wake up every day in the morning or when I'm going to work or when I'm working or whatever, I said, whatever I'm doing, I'm a hard on.
Yeah.
And it builds you
Yeah.
bit by bit.
Yeah.
You think it's something so simple, but
Yeah.
it's so strong because you're feeding yourself words.
Yeah.
You're feeding belief. And I feel like a lot of people should get into that, man.
Yeah,
I really
last-
do feel like it because there's so many dope characters out there who just can't say, who can do stuff, not because they cannot do it, but because they don't believe in themselves.
They don't believe they can
And
do
they're
it.
just like wasting time in the world. Like, you know, I don't want to make this about me, fam.
Yeah.
I don't want to make this about me.
That's true. Those are facts. All facts.
So let's go to Twitter now.
Yay. Twitter fingers, trigger fingers,
So-
Twitter fingers.
If I'm wrong, you remind me, Exe. But this started around the election period, right?
You guys, you know everything.
It started around the election period. So first thing,
Don't you guys know what a child to say for one?
I skip each other to the bonnet.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah. So you were an ambassador
yeah.
or election champion. I don't know what the official title was with ECZ. The
It was
Electoral
more like an
Commission.
influencer.
Like an influencer, yeah. And it was the same time HH adopted the word Bali.
Yeah.
And then there was another on. I'm trying to remember his name.
I can't remember his name.
Should be, if I've botched it, sorry, bro, but it should be Chiti Buizo or Chiti Mbuizo. So there was a bit of a mix-up because Bali at that point, HA started using the word Bali to call it to refer to himself, sort of like mix around the younger population. And after he won the election, you said that was because of you, right?
Yeah.
And I've got a screenshot here.
Screenshots, etc.
This was like after everything had passed out. No, not like after. Remember, like the same day.
In the screenshot, you can't deny it.
I can't deny.
I won't
You
deny,
can't
man.
deny it.
I won't deny, except put it out.
So he says, I long deleted the Twitter app because people feel they can say anything. So Twitter thinks I collaborated with ECZ for fun. Laughing emoji, laughing emoji. HH been captioning his post with the lingo, including the hard on phrase for a year now. I have been posting motivational videos for a year now, gassing the youth up. So I know I haven't been here for a long time, but I have worked very hard and I haven't even started. Keep hating. I am not the toughest for nothing.
Yeah.
That was you.
I would still say that.
Yeah. So like, let's clear the air. Are you saying you were like the main reason HH started using the phrase Bali?
No. I never said that's why he started using the word Bali. What had happened was a coincidence of, first of all, Lusaka Startup Pack episode 1 and 2, there's one who's the most popular character?
It's the Bali.
Who's the most popular character, except?
She didn't remember.
It's the Bali.
The Bali. It's always on
The,
the
the,
phone
one
shouting.
the one we never see.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
His mystery and the fact is one of the most relatable characters.
Yeah. Because that's
Right?
like the typical African parent.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know if it was photoshopped or anything. I remember a picture of HH and his wife. Someone sent me a screenshot saying he's posted something with his wife and also said, I'm also a hard-on, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not allowed to disclose in detail because I signed a non-disclosure agreement.
Okay.
But I feel like I can give surface information in terms of I was approached, right? To ish, I don't even know if I can get into detail, but there was an opportunity for me to use Bali, the word Bali.
Okay.
I'll leave it there.
You leave it there. All right.
Right.
It's fine. We don't want you to get in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my advisors and everyone advised me, not to get involved.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And what had happened was my fans, not everyone or the whole Zambia, fans.
Mix Kasamwa's fans.
The Balis,
The
the Hoas. Do you guys know about Hoas?
What a Hoa?
The hard-on association of Zambia.
Pause. No, but mix.
No, you ones you're dirty-minded, man. You're scheming of.
Okay, no.
You
How
want
do you
Excel?
of all acronyms excel?
It wasn't me.
Excel of acronyms. At where Hoas. Son. That's a piff.
It wasn't me. It
That's
was
a piff.
HOHOAZ.
HHOHA.
Not HHHOAZ.
Yeah.
Hoas.
O-A-Z.
Hashtag Hoas.
H-O-A-Z.
Yeah.
Hard-on Association of Zambia.
Yes.
Of all acronyms.
So-
Okay. Can you blame us?
No, I can't blame you.
Exactly.
But I can blame you for being dirty-minded. For liking
Hoa.
pies too much. But yeah, like my fans created that hashtag.
Yeah.
I used to do like a lot of motivational videos, just encouraging people to push, encouraging Zambians to develop self-esteem. There was me putting energy of self-awareness into my fans.
Yeah.
And like you said, you would wake up and say, I'm a hard-on.
Yeah.
I had videos of a lot of people who just came out of an examination room and they got their results and they passed and they're all chanting, I'm a hard one.
Yeah,
and say,
yeah.
grade 7s passing, grade 12 sending me videos. Like it was a movement, right?
Yeah.
Those people, the core fans,
Yeah.
they went to vote because of me. Those that I don't know, it's up to you. It could be 5 people, it could be 20 people,
Yeah.
it could
Surely
be
they're in the
20,000. I
thousands.
didn't
I
check
think they're in the
any. And
thousands.
yeah, there were people texting me, sending me pictures in the lines. Like, say I'm here, I'm wearing an Air Force One. Like, say I'm here, I'm voting in a Durag. So
Yeah.
you're not in my world. Not everyone is my fan. I don't
Yeah.
expect everyone to be my fan. Not everyone watches my content. Not everyone loves my content. But what happened is I shared a post of one of my fans saying I went to vote because of Mix. Like I wasn't about this life of like going to vote, but
Yeah.
because of Mix, I went to vote. And
And do you know what that is right there? That's impact.
yeah,
Big
if you
impact.
if you can influence one,
One
person,
person, yeah.
yeah,
to wake up at 4, at 3 in the morning
Yeah.
and go and line up and leave that place at 18
Yeah.
or 6 p.m., that's impact.
yeah. So that's what happened. And then he said that it's because of how the barley used to come at the end. So
Yeah.
now people started making it seem that like I made people vote for the winning party. I wasn't for any party. I was with the Electoral Commission
Yeah,
of
it's
Zambia.
supposed to be
Yeah.
And for
nonpartisan.
the Electoral Commission of Zambia to sit me down, I actually, from all that trolling and being dragged and stuff, that's when I was able to make money to even get myself like a car and become independent and stuff from that bag.
I'm going to whip big say.
You understand? So for them to sit down and say,
I was
we want
I was about
you.
to ask how much the bag was, but I'm always asking about the
Yeah.
money on the podcast.
What's the biggest bag you've ever gotten? Surely you can say that. Like the biggest.
You don't have to tell us who gave
Yeah,
you
you
the
don't have
bag.
to tell us. So that's the biggest bag.
No, I don't, I don't even post like money or show off.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
like that. I like that.
So
But I mean, to encourage people, say there are people watching that want to know.
I'll give you a range. Like,
And
Yeah,
all
that's
that
fine.
range.
yeah, like one deal,
Yeah.
Yeah.
between 85 to 150K.
It's a big range.
a
Narrow it
big
down a
range.
bit.
85 and
I'm
120K.
sure it was more. Trying to be humble about it.
yeah. That's a big bag though.
Yeah.
That's a massive bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you say what it was for, or like to be too much? Eh?
Yeah, it'll be
It would
too
be too
much.
close to
cool.
home.
No worries.
And
no
my
worries.
contracts also, they
Yeah.
clearly just like ask me not to disclose like, this
Okay.
information. Yeah. But I feel like we need to start disclosing this information.
Because that's
but-
how. Look, a lot of people are getting ripped off, man.
Yeah.
People are getting paid my 300 to
Yeah.
post
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's useless.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've seen where I'm working with the same organization. I hear this person's getting 2,500, 3,000.
Yeah.
Again, it comes down to what you were saying, the value and the worth that you
Yes.
place on your brand.
You're the one who's in charge.
Yeah.
You call the shots.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Cool. Now I have another screenshot, but this one is Laka.
Yeah.
This was like, I'll just read it. You catch on. So it says, I am sad to announce that I will partially be inactive from posting on social media
Yeah.
and releasing content for a short period of time. I had experienced severe mental and psychological burnout due to the workload of maintaining the brand. Nevertheless, I will be working on the next phase of quality content when I return. Bye for now.
And this was this year, right?
Yeah.
First June, right?
Yeah.
And reason we put this out is because we want to talk a bit about the exhaustion of being a content creator, how it affects your mental health, how to recover or how
Yeah.
to balance that out.
Because before you dive into your answer, I've got a number of creatives that are friends of mine, are really close, and I see how real the burnout is, bro.
Yeah.
I see how the creative world usually glorifies overworking yourself.
Yeah.
They call it consistency.
You know what I mean? And overworking yourself is considered you are making moves.
Like you have to do it.
You know what I mean? This guy is working up to 3. Waking up and doing the same thing every day for a week. You sleep. You survive on 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
You just take coffee You don't even have like proper meals in a day. And you don't realize the toll that takes on you as a person, as a human being.
Yeah.
So, like, how have you been able to deal with that? The physical burnout, the psychological, and the mental burnout that you experienced when you decided to stop creating content for some time.
Yeah. Ish, I'm even feeling the burnout. I
Yeah.
was feeling just listening to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, ish. It was wow. That's when now as I had done, I sat down and I said, it's book, boy.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. For me, I've always been vocal about how I feel. You've seen like the way I express
Yeah,
myself. I
yeah.
try my best. I mean, I'm a human being. I'm not perfect. Certain people still see certain things as mistakes and stuff, but it is what it is. But like I'm also like a workaholic,
Yeah.
and I've
Like most creatives.
yeah, and work ethic, but there just came a time now where like the clout and the accolades, even the money
Yeah.
Yeah.
wasn't satisfying me. I was exhausted mentally. I was struggling creatively. I couldn't conceptualize. Even just my content just started degrading. And I started understanding why a lot of creatives in Western countries get like tattoos and
Yeah.
like, I'm in sobriety. Like I don't consume any substances. I also don't drink alcohol.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah. But I'm going to start drinking alcohol when I make 1,000,000.
So the moment we know,
When you see me drinking
Drinking a
alcohol,
Then we know.
just know I've got 1,000,000.
Then we know it's time to be close.
And I'm hosting a big party and I'm gonna drink my first glass in front of everyone at the party. You guys will be there. There'll be a podcast announcing
whole big toast.
the hardest stone is about to drink the first.
We all
dope.
know what that means.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here with the hardest one in LSK.
Yeah, let's manifest it. And it's just sort of like a huge sacrifice and a fast that I took. It's a personal journey. I have nothing against people who drink. And,
Yeah.
most of my friends, why not escape?
Yeah. Guts even.
Yeah, people drink responsibly. I wouldn't go out there and say it's a bad thing or anything.
Yeah.
But for me, like after reading a certain book and learning that it's considered like a poison that was created to slow Black people down, African people down, is when I just chose to take that.
That's what's
oath.
cutting.
Yeah,
That's an interesting.
That's what
What
Scott
book
said.
was that? I would like to read it.
capitalist.
N-word.
Yeah, and I don't want to come off as racist or anything, but yeah, he calls it the white man's poison. Yeah, that's what he calls it. I wouldn't say it's like white people's fault. I think it's also our responsibility
Yeah,
to. You can't be drinking every day, the whole day.
Yeah.
Once in a while, weekends. You worked hard. There are people like who are successful who drink
Yeah.
every weekend. It's fine, responsibly. But I've noticed that when we even just like a junkie,
Yeah.
sort of like a zombie that's
zombie
created
put
from that plan to slow you down,
Yeah.
for you to shower, to wash your problems, your reality with alcohol. So when I realized it and I started seeing that in South Africa but wherever you go, that's when I was like, okay, there's a pandemic, in terms of alcoholism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to fight that and reach a certain level, and then I'll be able to start consuming alcohol. I've been tempted by like alcohol companies. I was supposed to be a brand ambassador for a big alcohol company, and I was like, wait, you don't drink, right? Oh,
You turn down the back.
yeah. I turned down.
You turn down the back
Yeah,
for a big alcohol brand
yeah,
because of your values.
yeah. It's been two. There's one I signed up. I went for interviews and I was
Yeah.
considering it. And my girl was like, but are you ready? Then I was like, okay, it depends. If they put a meal,
It's a
then
different story.
But
there.
like, because the second offer was also like really promising. Not me to be an ambassador for 5 years.
Oh,
on like a
wow.
monthly retainer.
Yeah.
You know, plus traveling. You know, it was yeah. So I had to turn the first one down because, of like also because alcohol companies have a lot of money.
Yeah,
So
that
if,
they
if
do.
Yeah.
if I'm going to represent an alcohol company, it has to be some substantial. I've seen alcohol companies spend 500,000 US dollars on a 30-second video. You know,
I hope the companies are listening.
Yeah.
That's the fee right there.
US dollars
That's the fee.
on a 30-second ad or a
Yeah.
campaign. So I'm very, very strict with alcohol companies. They know me, the agencies. They call, I want you to do this. I'm like, ish, 50,000 US dollars. Not because I'm also just doing this where I'm just trying to train people to start learning to spend like that amount of money
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Zambians.
On
I don't
Zambians,
feel like I'm big enough yet. The time will come. I have time. I can represent an alcohol brand 32, 33, 34. I don't
Yeah.
mind. And the bag will still be really good,
Yeah.
But I'm patient. That's another thing people need to do. Be patient. Don't be desperate thinking I get it 2,000 kwacha. Like with this economy and how things are, be patient. Just work on your content, your fans, your engagement. It will come. It will come. It will come. So back to the burnout thing. Hopefully I didn't go.
No. Perfect. Fair.
Back to the burnout thing. I reached a point where there was money in my bank account because I was exploring with a lot of things like music and like content this side and
Yeah.
brand, because I like giving the brands that I work with attention because they invest a lot of money. So I have to
Yeah.
give them attention. I'm aspiring to be like one of the best influencers slash brand
Brand
ambassadors
ambassador, yeah.
out there. I ask them, how many sales have you made from our
partnership.
our partnership? Because a lot of influencers in Zambia don't understand the etiquette of being a brand ambassador and an influencer. You have to make sales. They have to feel the impact.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying my best to give back and also not try and like bore people with ads and continue entertaining people in a creative way, right? So I was doing that. Plus, I put a lot of work into Lusaka Startup Pack. That's why I don't have a lot of episodes out because the stress we go through for just one
Yeah.
episode is
Yeah.
really, really intense. Similar to just the stress you go through for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro,
You understand
talking
what I'm
about
saying?
that,
Yeah.
yo.
Post-production, pre-production, scripting, sound design, color grading, costume, casting, rollout, marketing. It's a lot of work. And I'm trying to build a team now because my team was like of very few people back then.
Yeah.
So it was very, very difficult. So I just reached a point where I just didn't want to create anymore. It just felt like it's now
Like
it's
it's-
making me unhappy.
Yeah.
Feels like it's a duty.
It's a
Yeah.
duty. It's not even fun anymore. And I'm telling you, once you reach that level where you've burnt out, not even money can make you happy because money is never enough. You always feel like, I'm tired like this. I should be making at least, $1 million, $2 million US
Yeah.
dollars, Because most of the work we're doing, like I said, this podcast and how you guys are building like real conversations. It's not based off of clout and like controversy. Like there's a balance, of we're talking about real life issues. We're educating people. So long term, if you maintain that mission statement, like I said, Zambia, Africa's breakfast club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
about.
So that's what just happened to me. I was just really unhappy. I remember when I was younger and there wasn't a lot of workload, I would be able to stay 2-3 weeks without creating, sort of like resting and just being a normal human being, And during that period, I didn't feel like I was a normal human being. Plus, I don't consume any substances.
Substances,
So
yeah.
I understand why
To
a lot
escape
of
and whatnot.
I understand why a lot of creatives
Do
do that.
that.
Yeah, it makes sense. For those who do it responsibly, I mean, I understand. Like, I don't judge and say, But for me, because I've made this pact, I had to, take a break and like do it like the more natural way now, where meditation, resting. So I just lost inspiration. Even people were commenting, my fans, like when they're pissed at my content, they're like, "What is this mix? Like, This content is whack. Why do I'm even replying? I'm like, I know, like I'm going to try my best. No, what is going on? Mix, XA, perfing, XA, what's cutting, XA? You know, where's the content? I'm just like, if you guys
You guys knew what
what's
I'm going
happening.
through.
what
Yeah,
I'm going through, you know. Plus, also I started going through like family issues as well during the same period.
Yeah.
That's what really just
Hectic.
finished me, like
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat finishing.
Yeah, brutality.
Yeah, where I was, you know, just had a terrible and toxic situation with my family, you know, because of like my trajectory and everything, and family that like I thought I could rely on family like for a lot of as my safe haven, like family first.
Yeah.
It just changed for me now, where like they're the enemies now, you know. So I had to now start restructuring my life and, you know, just cutting family off completely. It was very painful.
Yo, dog, that sounds hectic, man.
Yeah.
That sounds heavy.
Where the
man.
only family member I'm comfortable showing, or like I got a car, I got like a fridge, I got a TV and stuff. Look, is my father. He's the only one I feel safe showing these things to and comfortable, because he's the only one who shows me that he's genuinely like proud and happy. He's not jealous or envious, or doesn't feel like he needs a cut. You know?
Yeah.
So that revelation happened during that time. It just really affected me. So I had to sit down and process what's going on in my real life. And you have to become a human being to be able to process these things, these traumatic things that happen. So when that happened, that's how I was just done, and I had to rest for I think 2 months. You know, I was posting here and there, but I was really going into. I wasn't stressing myself. And you get scared sometimes, and I'd give everyone advice. Like, you get scared, like, okay, if we don't create,
Yeah, I think you actually posted that. Just say, I'm afraid that people might forget
Yeah.
me. There's
Yeah,
a fear.
like a fall off.
like I've fallen off. But a lot of like people, like including Clear Ice Queen, like we're saying, hey, you can't fall off mix. Like, yeah, too versatile. Like, you can always do this and focus on that and drop that and start this now. So because I've always been able to, like my ADHD, I can't do one thing at once. I've always been able to be like multi-talented. So yeah, then I sat down with like a therapist, also talked to my friends, and they just advised
Oh,
me.
you actually went through therapy.
Yeah.
That's
And
dope.
the therapist also understands the creative world. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, my lawyer is also really good at like being there, you know. So the advice I got was just doing things in phases, you know. Like if it's Lusaka Starter Pack, it ends. It will come back at another time.
Yeah.
Focus on the next thing, develop it, it ends. Yeah. Then focus on resting. When you're resting, you're just resting.
Yeah. I think the principle of rest is something that creatives need to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no harm in resting, bro.
Yeah.
I had
This is what I keep telling my friends. Like, there's no harm in resting.
Yeah.
we have a common friend who got physically sick.
Yeah.
Like physically sick.
Yeah.
Things were just acting up in the body. I'd
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
And the doctor said, "Fam, what's your life like? I'm trying to understand.
Slow
you know?
down.
Yeah.
It's like always working. You
Like,
wake
dude.
up at 6, you sleep
Yeah.
late at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Past midnight.
Yeah.
Just working on your laptop, doing stuff. And I get it. It's because as a creative, it's like you have so many ideas. You want to do so many things
At the same time.
because you've got this brilliance to you. But then if it's just way too much, you fall off, Buddha.
Yeah, I also went deep into like understanding the anatomy of when you get stressed. You can't heal. Like, you get a flu if you're stressed. For you to heal,
Yeah.
it's difficult. Anything, these small, even just like different health conditions,
Yeah.
one thing that speeds up and gives them power is stress. The moment your mind is at ease, you can heal. You know, like, you know, we heal. Like, you get cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It heals. It's gone. There's just a scar. So that's why the immune system is there. But when you're stressed, and that's why when you get older, a lot of people die of stress. You know,
Just the own woke up fine. I
It's gone.
just cropped and pegged.
because you're not resting. So when you rest, or whatever health conditions you might have, small little things, they start healing. The immune system starts fighting everything. It's focused on that because you have one mind. Now you're thinking of this, plus the life things that you're going through, life itself.
Yeah.
Your body shuts down to switch off.
I was just telling this guy, like, I just took like a weekend, 4 days off. I was like, I don't want to see anything podcast related.
Yeah.
I don't want to make any posts on social media for the podcast. I don't even want to open the TikTok, the Facebook page, the Twitter. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Almost deleted apps.
Dude, like that's why every now and then I get off certain platforms.
Yeah.
Especially like for Twitter.
Yeah.
I just give myself a month or 2 or 3, just like to stay away from that a certain energy that I feel is mentally getting to me.
Yeah.
And I just stay away. I'm like a month or 2. Then he's always like, why are you always doing this? Hey, did you see this? And I'm like, dude,
It's a process.
I deleted
And I
it.
even know. Okay, the on is on.
It's, I just want to like have, you know, where you're not
Like a
thinking.
clarity.
Because dude, there are times where you get so stressed. You're posting a video for the podcast. You don't even know what caption to write.
You are finished when you don't know what to caption.
Dude, except what should I write? What should I
I'm
write?
calling this
You
guy,
are
dude,
finished.
I want to
That's
post
a
this video.
symptom.
Yeah.
What should I write? The person I end up bugging is Abo.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
Abo, this is a video. It's about ABCD. Just tell me what caption to put. Okay, he'll send the caption. And I'll put it. I'm just like, oh, nah.
I can feel the pain.
Dude, it's...
You're stuck.
And this is just like a sentence, just a
Yeah.
line.
And I do get shocked sometimes, like, why is this on saying this? Then I just write something, oh, okay, I'll use this.
Dude,
Bad.
it's wild. It's
I don't
wild.
know, I feel you.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But like also, sorry, I don't know what you wanted to ask, but there's something that I feel is in line with what we're talking about, the burnout and whatnot. There's a time you had to separate your character from yourself.
Yeah. That was
I would like you to talk about that because this is something that we've seen with like even like superstars, actors. Talk about Heath Ledger,
Yeah.
The Joker.
Yeah, I mean,
how he so much got into his character that even after the movie was done shooting, it was hard for him to get back to like his normal self.
Yeah.
Talk about Jim Carrey. It was the same thing, even at the divorce, I think, because of that, because the wife was like, dude, we're in bed. You can't be acting like
Yeah.
you're in the movie. You
Yeah.
I need you to be my husband at this particular time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how did you go about separating your character from yourself? How did you go about from being the hardest on to being you?
You know, that's something I'm still doing right now.
Yeah.
Because you can get possessed by the character. Because even you guys, like, trust, even now, I'm sure everyone just wants to talk podcast. You know, this podcast, do this with the podcast. I like the podcast, do this with the podcast. Like, I mean, the positive stuff is good, but everyone, you want to have a conversation, so the podcast, like the podcast, can I come on the podcast? You want to come on the podcast? You want to do this on the podcast? Talk about this on the podcast. You're like, I'm not a podcast.
You're just chilling. You just want to have a good time.
You know, you don't even, you are in that stage where you don't want to talk, you don't even want to hear the word podcast.
Let's just talk about
let's
fuel
talk about the
or
podcast,
something.
the podcast, you know? So, for me, it was a mix of that character and everyone just wants to use that character. Like, advertise this, do that. Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do that? And you don't have time to be yourself. You know, that was the first problem. Second problem is you've created this character and people love this character and that's all they want to see. They don't even care about you.
Yeah.
So when they meet you,
they're like,
they want to meet the character
Yeah.
and not you.
yeah. And the thing is, I can't be like a yo Bali going
whole
around
time. All
the
for
time.
buys and buying drip all the time. Like, that's not normal.
Scads.
You know?
Yeah.
I can't get into a business meeting and say, are you on a perfin, man? You're perfin. You're blowing you on. You're making me burn it. You can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The contract's written in English.
Yeah.
So it became very difficult to a point when now I had to put Lusaka Startup Pack on hold because I just don't want people to think that that's all that's there. And I'm working on a new project, a fresh project. Like, I'm not disclosing what's coming. It's different character, different setting, different category. And hopefully growing a fresh fan base with that, but still going to come back to... We'll have a season now for Lusaka Startup Pack where I have rested and I have premeditated and I've written everything in advance for that. And there are people in podcasting who do the same thing. Artists and creatives who are in podcasts. They have time for the podcast. There's a time where even people need to miss it.
Yeah.
It goes off 3-4 months. you're preparing other things, doing other things, maybe doing more PR media stuff, going to events, taking pictures, whatever, doing something else with the brand,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going through now, to a point where, like, I used to feel obligated to always wear a durag, because when I'm not wearing a durag, my fans would be like, "Say I'm not wearing a durag."
It's the Durag Buta.
Yeah. And I'm like, this, it gives you headaches sometimes when it's too tight, you
I
want
get that a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm doing now, and I think people are low key starting to accept me. Like when I did like that series of the podcast,
Yeah.
people were like reciprocating that new vibe, including yourself, where you gave me
Yeah.
props at that
Yeah.
event, like, yo, big ups with the podcast. And I was surprised. I was like, oh, people.
And you did actually mention on the podcast that it was like therapy. For
Yeah,
you.
it was. It helped, and I'm sure that's the thing about podcasts. You guys will be very healthy and stable.
Even this guy,
Yo.
this guy is like, this is therapy.
Yeah,
for me.
it's
Yeah.
therapy, man. I feel different
Trust.
when I come here.
You also get so much knowledge because everyone's telling you their insights. So you guys will be like the most powerful. Because you look at Charlemagne, the God, and all these guys, like, they know, they've seen it all.
know so much.
They've heard it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. The interaction with other people that you have, the exchange of knowledge and
Yes.
information, it's just, it's a whole
It's crazy.
other level.
They probably don't even have enough time to show you how knowledgeable they are on the
No,
podcast.
no, I don't think
Because
so.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Even like this conversation is just like I'm learning a lot
Like
right
new
now.
things.
Yeah. yeah. So you guys are in a good space, and like keep it up, So
Most def.
yeah.
One last thing. What's the one thing you would tell your fans, people who look up to you? Look in the camera. That's your camera.
Ons. You know the vibes. Like, believe in yourself. Yeah, hard on. Like, believe in yourself. I'm still pushing that mission for people to believe in themselves. You can do anything. No one can put a price on you. No one can say this is how much you're worth. So everyone, like, please, like, push anything that you're doing. Everything, all these categories are needed in the world, whether it's music, whether it's entrepreneurship, fashion, media. Everyone needs to believe in themselves. That's all you need. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Dope, man. Any last words, B-Face?
Hey, bro, this has been this is like one of the best episodes. Interviews
For real?
done.
I felt like,
No,
man.
like for real.
Not like for real,
Not like for real.
I feel
It's
like
been,
for real.
it's been effortless. You've been transparent with us. You've been an open book with us. You've been vulnerable, and it takes a person who is aware of themselves to be that level of vulnerability. I mean, it's some dope stuff, man.
Yeah, thank you. I've also enjoyed the energy you guys have brought. Like, I feel like I could relate to everything you guys are talking about.
Namaste.
So, guys, like I said, $3 million will be the minimum. Like,
That's the
you
number.
guys will take.
That's the number.
And big ups with your brand. What you're doing is amazing. I must confess, when you first started, I didn't understand what you were doing. I should
You were
confess,
bang.
like for real. I was bang. I was just like, this guy. It's for beard. You're doing this. And I'm sure you got that response a lot.
I did. I was like, ew, like with that beard, like, you know what I mean? People would just be looking at me like, you should like have kids and stuff by now. What are you doing?
And like as I have like opened myself more up to the brand and try to see what you're doing and just give an ear, I'm like, wait a minute, this guy is smart.
Yeah.
This guy knows what he's doing. This guy knows his worth.
Yeah.
And this guy has quality stuff.
Yeah.
So keep doing what you're doing, man. We're watching,
Thank you. Thank you.
As a podcast, Dref Unleashed, we just brought you out here to celebrate you and appreciate everything that you're doing. You see you, bro.
Thanks. Means a lot.
Yo,
Yeah.
man. Unlike B-Face, I knew from the time I watched episode 2, I'm so sure it's episode 2,
This guy.
that there was something here.
You didn't crash, except this one crashed on the but you walk now.
He's walked to the game. He's walked to the
Yeah.
game. So, like, you have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
You're living it out right now. I think you're still in very much your beginning.
Yeah, definitely.
Very much in your beginning.
I've just
I think
started,
you've got
yeah.
a huge way to go, man.
Yeah.
Soon there'll be a Zambia Kuchalo moment for you.
Yeah.
I see it happening very soon.
I received
I see it happening, fam.
I receive.
Just stay grounded, man. Stay rooted.
Yeah.
Don't forget your people. Don't forget your owns.
Yeah.
You know?
Straight up.
Shout out to... Always remember everybody who's supported you.
Yeah.
Those are the owns who take you far.
Yeah.
They'll take you really far.
Facts.
And keep at it, man. Your energy, I love that.
Yeah.
Your wokeness, I love that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Your creativity, I love that. I love that, man. Thanks for coming through, bro.
Thank you for having me. Shout out Dref Unleashed podcast. You know the vibes.
We out. Boom.